This is from The Vision of the Anointed, which is a brilliant book. To those who are aware of it, they think of it as a classic, and I wish more people were aware of it. It is a classic. Quote, "The vision of the anointed," you're talking about elites in society, "is one in which ills such as poverty, irresponsible sex, and crime derive primarily from society rather than from individual choices and behavior. To believe in personal responsibility would be to destroy the whole special role of the anointed, whose vision casts them as in the role of rescuers of people treated unfairly by society." Close quote. All right. How did it come to be that in your lifetime, actually substantially even in my lifetime, the anointed ended up running so much of the show? Major universities, the mainstream media. Even now we see in the way corporations are responding to the politics of the moment, even corporation after corporation after corporation. Ben & Jerry's makes ice cream. And Ben & Jerry's sold that company to Unilever, which is a gigantic corporation. And yet a couple of weeks ago, Ben & Jerry's took it upon itself to release a statement about systematic racism in America dating from 1619. How making Rocky Road makes them feel as though they're entitled to make such a statement, I do not know, but maybe you do. How did this happen? How did the anointed end up on top in so many places?
I think they were in strategic places to begin with, namely the educational system. And when you and one of the other differences between the charters and the others is that the charter schools are very strong on the basics. The public schools have all kinds of indoctrination courses on which they waste these children's time. Whether what they say is good, is correct or incorrect in one way or another, really does not justify the enormous waste of time of kids who desperately need to master mathematics, the English language, and a couple of other basics with which they can go out into the world and compete with anybody. But instead, their time is frittered away on these self-indulgences in the school system.
Tom Sowell on diversity, quote, "If there is any place in the Guinness Book of World Records for words repeated the most often over the most years without one speck of evidence, diversity should be a prime candidate." Is diversity our strength or anybody's strength anywhere in the world? It has not been our diversity, but our ability to overcome the problems inherent in diversity and to act together as Americans that has been our strength.
Another word for diversity should be tribalism. Because now I come from a country where we have over 20 different tribes. I think there may be more because there are major tribes, there are tribes that are slightly smaller, and then there are really smaller tribes, and they're all packed into this one country. And that is a diverse country. But has it made it a prosperous, strong country? No, because a focus on diversity, a focus on differences, on how different we are and how our tribes are being underserved and how we deserve more, and where things are not earned by merit but by who you know or what tribe you come from, has literally destroyed countries like mine. So this is one of the fallacies I see being practiced by Western countries like the US. They're trying to import these ideas from failed states. And I wonder, why is it that the American people can't do a simple Google search to see where these things have been done and see how those countries turned out and reject these things out of hand?
Yes.
Again, how did diversity come to be this kind of totem in society to which we must all...
Oh, it's applying the propaganda principles of Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels, who said that, people will believe any lie if it's big enough and told often enough and loud enough. And this lie has been told. If you look at, diversity is really another name of what used to be called balkanization. They had to get rid of that because if you looked at the Balkans, you would see that the horrors that have gone on there have outstripped anything that has ever happened in the United States. Back in the 1970s, when I was running a research project in Washington on American ethnic groups, a Yugoslav scholar came by to visit me, and he said, "You think blacks and whites in America have a problem? The problems of blacks and whites in America is nothing compared to the problems of Serbs and Croats in Yugoslavia." And if you read the horrors that have occurred there, I'll just mention one.
Yeah. Now, before we go forward, he's talking about a country with people who look the same, Serbs and Croats. They are Caucasian. Or at least I see them as Caucasian. They are Caucasian. Same as in my country of origin. We're all black. Most countries in the third world that have got incidents of infighting, pogroms, civil wars, they look the same. And so when I look at American intellectuals talk about racism and they try to make it all about skin color, it's crazy.
Throwing people's babies in the air and catching them on bayonets and forcing the parents to watch it while it happened.
Wow.
I mean, we have not reached that point yet, even though we are headed in that direction.
Yeah.
Diversity is not their strength. The ability to deal with the problems of diversity, that is our strength.
Yes.
All right.
Or was.
Yes.
Tom Sowell on government assistance, quote, "Do people who advocate special government programs for blacks realize that the federal government has had special programs for American Indians, including affirmative action, since the early 19th century,
Yes.
and that American Indians remain one of the few groups worse off than blacks?" Close quote.
Yes.
So the point there is, do not look to government action or to politics to solve anybody's problem.
The point is that if you think that the government action is the answer, at least look at the facts and test your belief against facts rather than just keep repeating words that are popular.
All right. By the way, the California legislature, I don't know whether, I can't sort out whether it's actual legislation or it was a resolution, non-binding resolution. In any event, something moved in the California legislature calling for formal reparations to African Americans. How do you respond to that?
One, I know and they know it's not going to happen. So what we're looking at is someone who wants votes or followers, and that this will get them votes or get them followers and finances. But it's not, all it will do is simply tear the country apart.
I would like to encourage you to use the link in the show notes below to create a free profile on Audible and to listen to both books that have been reviewed in this clip. Use the link, create your free profile, and then you get, I think, a 30-day free trial. And I believe you can listen to both books for free for 30 days. Let me know what you think of my reaction to this clip. Let me know what you think of the ideas shared and maybe of some of the things that I also shared during the review of this clip. And don't forget to get the book. I would love for you to share it with your friends as well. Share the link with your friends. Let's get wisdom out there. The craziness of the things that are being pushed on us by our governments is insane. And when we have an enlightened populace who know what's going on and who can do what it takes in a civil manner to control this insanity, the better our world will be for it. Thanks for watching, and YouTube believes that this video will be the best next one for you to watch. Well, this is largely going to be membership only, but hey, YouTube thinks this video will be the best video for you to watch next. Oh boy.